Tougen Anki episode 18, titled Haunted by Doubt. And boy, Shinya is really freaking good at his job. All that more after this. Alright guys, Brent here back for Geek Variants, cover all things Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings. If you're subscribed, you know we cover a wide variety of content on the channel. And this episode specifically, this episode was entirely expositional. There is literally no action whatsoever. In fact, I think the plot barely doesn't even move forward whatsoever. The only thing that you really need to extrapolate from this episode is that Shinya is a mastermind who's been playing this game for a long, long time. It seems like, while his power set is very cool and is very interesting in the fact that you can, draw information out and kind of make certain things happen and move in the way in which you want to make, such as he has done throughout this entire season. However, it's not really terms of useful of like actual fighting power, is very minimalistic. So the fact that he's able to manipulate people the way he has goes to show just who he truly is, and he is currently one of one in this universe specifically as far as an evil mastermind. I'm not putting him up there with like L or anybody like that, so everyone just chill. At the same time, Shinya is doing a great job of manipulating Mikado, his own vice captain, his own subordinate. He's brainwashing him because he still sees that Mikado is, for all intents and purposes, a good individual. And while we have this Momotaro versus Oni war that's been ongoing for a long, long time, the morals of this war seem to have been kind of lost as far as the Oni are concerned. They seem to have thrown everything out the window and it is like victory above all else. And with this war going on, and now we have the child of Kishin, Anki, revealing himself in Shiki, we have to kind of figure out where all these pieces are going to lie. Because Mikado has a good heart. He cares greatly. He's definitely someone who reads vibes and is just like, this is a cool person. I rock with him. That's it. I don't really need any outside noise, influence, whatever the case, to kind of tell me how things need to be. It's an individual I would like to be around personally. Get too many people nowadays who get shaken by outside noise to things that you just truly need to feel and be able to understand for yourself. And Mikado wants to believe that Shiki is this good individual, or Natsu as he knows him, to be this good individual that he really, really cares about. And he's like, he seems like a good person. He's doing all the right things. He's exactly where he needs to be. Life is good. Shinya, on the other hand, has managed to flip this whole script and narrative perfectly. While Shinya has been the one doing all the kidnapping, the child abduction, the hospital attack, the house burning down, and now turning on his own subordinate in an own weird way, he's framing it entirely on Shiki because he's like, look, Shiki's been leaked to Jin. Jin was at each and every scene of every single incident that's happened thus far. Shiki could be trying to cover his tracks. He could be using Jin as a subordinate and trying to make him do everything as far as dirty work for him to ensure that everything goes smoothly. And it's like, it just seems like kind of a weird coincidence that every single time, Natsu reaches out to you, there seems to be this strange coincidence where these children keep getting put into a dangerous situation. Like, I'm just saying, Mikado, things are kind of going in a weird direction. First, we have the car accident. The kids probably saw the power. Now I need to go silence them at the hospital. All of a sudden, the hospital burns down. Next thing you know, he calls you and he needs intel from you. It's the intel for where the children are located, which is their home, which then happens to mysteriously burn down. I'm not trying to say it's directly him, but because there's been a bunch of fires, and Shiki is the child of Kishin, Anki, the fire demon, we're kind of certain here that we are in this moment of crisis, that now it all seems to really be adding up to he is sending a direct message that he's trying to get these people silenced, and anyone who messes with him needs to be stopped and put down. Correct? And Mikado, of course, is fighting everything going on here. And while this argument is taking place in front of the other two Oni, I think for the most part, well, in front of the two Momotaro, sorry, they don't seem to be all that interested or all that caring about what's going on. I think the other captain is clocking it for what it is and is seeing that this is complete garbage and that Shinya is just manipulating people around. However, he's just letting it play out because letting Shinya have his day is just kind of something that is probably best for everyone rather than us sitting here squabbling inside of the office for no apparent reason. And while Shinya's mind games are going great, he's excited because each and every time that he's dropped this lie into the bucket, as the show put it, he's been putting a penny inside of his piggy bank, and the piggy bank is just getting fatter and fatter and fatter. And now that 100% belief that Mikado had in Natsu or Shiki to be this good individual that he can 100% believe in and will unequivocally stand by, it's now going to 99, 98, and so on and so forth. And as long as there's a crack in the armor, you're able to kind of pull at those seams, kind of like how they also said in the show. All it takes is one frayed fabric and a beautiful piece of clothing, and it completely comes undone. That's exactly what he's trying to do with their friendship and relationship because he wants to manipulate Mikado into being this twisted individual who's able to do all of Shinya's bidding at a moment's notice. Because we haven't seen Shinya's power, but well, we've seen Shinya's power. I haven't seen Mikado's power at work. My apologies. And seeing Mikado's power at work will likely be something that is going to perfectly explain why he became a vice captain at the age at which he is, albeit having the innocence that he has, because it seems like every time we get involved with the Momotaro, it seems like every single individual is more or less, it seems like mid 30s, going pushing on to their 40s to be in the high ranks, or they're like 25 or older and just are exceptionally violent. And then you have Mikado, who doesn't resonate violence, but I'm sure can probably get down considering the position in which he's in stature wise within the agency. So Shinya being able to be the manipulator he is, putting out all pieces where he wants, more or less, I think he's going to be able to get the job sort of done. But in the end, I think Mikado is going to turn on him and realize who Shinya truly is and flip the script on him, and Shiki will probably have a very long, drawn out battle. But ultimately, I think Mikado is going to walk away from this life. I don't think he's about that action. But what I do think is you're about that action to hitting the subscribe button. Typical YouTuber, if you like the content, like, comment, share, subscribe, hype, all that good stuff. I've been Brett for Geek Variants. I'll be back tomorrow. My Hero Academia, Sunday. One Punch Man continues. All that and more after this. I'll see you in the next one.